பாடல் மற்று பற்று. பண் பழம் பஞ்சுரம். ராகம் சங்கராபரணம். தாளம் மிஸ்ரச்சாப்பு. ஊர் திருப்பாண்டி கொடுமுடி. பாடியவர் சுந்தரமூர்த்தி நாயனார். திருமுறை 7. Salutations to the lotus feet of my spiritual master Sri Siva Baba of Kelambakam, Chennai, India, and thank you to my Pannise Guru Oduvar Sami Dandapani of Lewisham Sivan Koil, London. Shankaram, Siva Shankaram. In this video, we'll look at one of my very favorite Thevarams, Matru Patru Enakkindri. So we'll look at the history of the song and the meaning of the 10 stanzas. So my heart really cries for Shiva in this Thevaram, since I can really experience that love that Sundarar had for Shiva throughout this Padigam. So the history. Now during one of the pilgrimages, Sundarar, that is Sundaramurthy Nayanar, was in Thiruvaazhanthanar, in that temple area, in that city, in that town. And he dreams of Lord Shiva asking him if he had forgotten the temple of Thirumalapadi. So he goes to Thirumalapadi, he sings Ponnar Meniyane, he sings that. Then once he finishes, after some time he reaches Tirupasirasramam. You remember I've spoken about this temple where Thiruniyana Sambandar has sung Thunivalar Thingal, and he relieved a girl of the Muyalagan disease. So this place, Shiva, is called Matru Patru, and this is where Shiva gets a lot of gold coins, because he sings Vaithananthanake ThillaiVaazhAnthanar. He sings that song, and that's how he gets the gold from Lord Shiva. Now before making his way to Virudhachalam, he reaches Tirupandi Kodumudi. So he bathes in the river Kaveri, and then he comes into the temple and renders this very, very, very beautiful Padigam. So how is the song structured? Now this song is called Namachivaya Padigam, because at the end of the Padigam, at the end of each stanza, he says Namachivayave, Namachivayave. So the first line and halfway through the second line, he's either describing Shiva or saying very philosophical things, like he wishes to forget those days where he hasn't even thought of Shiva or anything like that, or he wants to get relieved of his birth and death cycle, etc. Now the second and the third line, he's most probably he's talking only about Kaveri, so he's describing the Kaveri river, and he ends the third line with Tirupandi Kodumudi, which is the Siva of this place. And the last line, he says, he starts the word with a different name for Shiva every time, like Sedane, Nanbane, Nattava, etc. And then he ends it with Unainaan Marakkinum Sollumna Namachivayave. So we'll tell the meaning when we come to the meaning of the songs. So why would you sing this song? So one, you can sing to get relieved of any harmful effects of the planets or doshas or any Naga Dosha, etc. Similar to when you come to this temple, Kodumudi temple. You can get rid of your birth and death cycle and attain that spiritual progress. So here I present this song word to word, just a word to word meaning in simple English. And the more we sing these Thevarams, as I've always said in all my videos, the deeper our understanding. The purpose of all these songs is for us to feel that immense love for Shiva and to go and connect with him by looking at all the deities of the temple, connect with him and feel that bliss, and also progress spiritually. So let us now come to the meaning of the song. Matru Patru Enakkindri Ninthiruppadame Manam Pavithen Petralum Pirandhen Ini Piravaada Thanmai Vandeidinen Katravar Toludethum Sirkarai Ooril Pandi Kodumudi Natrava Unainan Marakkinum Sollum Namachivayave. So Matru Patru, that is other attachments, Matru Patru attachments, Enakindri, without, I don't want to get into that, indri is without, Nin Tiruppadame, yours, Nin Tiruppadame, your holy feet, Manam, my mind, Pavithen, I've always been remembering, Petralum, Pettu Potalum, that is even though I've been born, Pirandhen, I am born by my biological, through my biological parents, Ini, now, Piravada Tanmai, not to be born again, Tanmai, the quality, Vandyeidinen, I have now reached or realized. So basically, even if I have been born through my biological parents, I have now realized that I do not want to be born again. Katravar, that is the learned people, Toludhu Ethum, they worship and they praise you. Toludhu Ethum, to praise. Seer, here means eminent. Seer Karayur. You remember I said in the history of Kodumudi temple that this place is also called Karayur. Kaveri Nattu Karayur. Karayuril, in this place, Pandi Kodumudi, the name of the temple or Siva here. Natrava, Nal Tava, that means Nandraga Tavam Seidavan. So one who has done immense penance, who Lord Shiva is saying, Unai Nan, you, me, Unai, you, Nan, me, Marakkinum, even if I forget, Sollum na is my tongue, Sollum, it will always say Namachivayave. So even if I forget, doesn't matter, my tongue should keep on telling your name, Namachivayave, Namachivayave. The meaning is, O Shiva, even though I am born into this world, I have always kept your beautiful feet in my mind without having any other attachments, and have realized that I should not be born again. Oh, the one who has done great penance, and the one in Pandikudumudi, in eminent Karayur, where learned people worship and praise you. Even if my mind forgets you, my tongue should keep chanting Om Namah Shivaya. Ittan unnadiye tuvar iganthitta naal maranditta naal ketta naal ivai endralal karudhen kilar punal kavirim வட்டவாசிகை கொண்டடி தொழுதேத்து பாண்டி கொடுமுடி நட்டவா உனை நான் மனக்கினும் சொல்லும் நான் நமச்சிவாயவே. Ittan, that is ishtamana, with desire. Unnadi, your holy feet. Ettuvar, those who praise your feet. Igazhanthannar, igazhanthu is to slander or to abuse. So igazhanthannar, nal is the day. Marandittanal, I have forgotten that day. When kettanal ivai, kettanal, bad days, these endralal karudhen. So besides treating these as bad days, when all these people who praise you have slandered me because I have forgotten your feet. That is why they have slandered me or abused me. I have treated these days as bad days. Kettanal ivai endralal karudhen, I have thought. Kilar punal kaveri. So kilar is rising, punal abundant water, or here you can say flooding, kaveri. Vatta vasigai. Vatta is round, but here you can call it clusters, because it Kaveri brings a lot of garlands and lot of flowers, etc. Because many people do Tarpanam also in Kaveri for all the departed souls. So that is why you can say all these flowers exist and it brings it along. So Vasigai is garlands. Kondu adi, kondu, it's taking it along. Adi toludethu, your feet, toludhu, worshipping and praising. Pandi kodumudi, where Pandi kodumudi? Nattava. Nattava means Nanbanagave irukravan. That is what. So one who extends friendship. So Nattava, oh my friend, unai naan marakkinum sollum namachivayave. The meaning is, O Shiva, whose feet is worshipped and praised at Pandikudumudi at the banks of the rising and flowing Kaveri, that brings clusters of garlands, I deem those days as bad days when people who praise you desirably have belittled me for having forgotten you. Oh my dear friend, even if my mind forgets you, my tongue should keep chanting Om Namah Shivaya. ஓவு நாள் உணர்வழியும் நாள் உயிர் போகும் நாள் உயர் பாடை மேல் காவு நாள் இவை என்றலால் கருதேன் கிளர் புனல் காவிரி பாவு தள் புனல் இழி பழஞ்சோதி பாண்டி கொடு முடி நாவலா உனை நான் மறக்கினும் சொல்லும் நான் நமச்சிவாயவே. ஓவு, ஓவு is to cease to exist. So ஓவு நாள், that day I have ceased to exist. உணர் வழியும் நாள். Unar means your feelings. So your feelings or your existence, when all your, because when you die, basically your feelings also they slip away. Unar vadiyum naal, it flows away, it flows down. Uyar pogum naal, my life when it goes away, that day uyarnd, that is on the high. Padai, you remember when you die they take the shava, that is the body, they take it on a bier as they call it. So it is a small plank of wood and people then carry it on their shoulders. So that is what is padai. Padai is that plank of wood on which they carry the body. Padai mel, uyarnda padai mel. Kavu, kavu is to give that kavu, so is to hold it on your shoulders like a palanquin. So 4 people will hold that padai on their shoulders and take you away. So kavu naal ivai endralal. So when I've ceased to exist, because why is he saying all this? He's saying whenever I've forgotten you, I've not even thought about you, I have left all that. Whenever I ceased to exist and I didn't think about you, I've treated all those days as if I do not exist and I'm dead and I'm sitting on that padai and they are carrying me to the burial ground or to the cremation ground. Ivai endralal karuden kilar punal kaveri, the rising kaveri. Pavu tan, pavu is to spread, paranda, to spread. Tan is the cool, punal the waters, vandu idi, it descends down or it flows down. It's basically roaring and gushing down, etc. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about Kaveri. Paranjoti, Pandi Kudumadi, Paranjoti, the Param, the effulgent flame, the great light. Who? Pandi Kodumudi. Navala. Navala means the king of the tongue. So basically the guy, the person who is given the Vedas to us. Here that's what you mean by Navala. Unainan marakkinum sollum namachivayave. The meaning is, O Shiva, those days when you have not been in my thoughts, I deem those days as having died and being carried on a high bier. O creator of Vedas and the radiant light at Pandikudumdi, on the banks of the rising and flowing Kaveri that gushes and spreads its cool waters, even if my mind forgets you, my tongue should keep chanting Om Namah Shivaya. எல்லையில் புகழ் எம்பிரான் எந்தை தம்பிரான் என் பொன்மாமணி கல்லை உந்தி வளம் பொழிந்திழி காவிரி அதன் வாய்க்கரை நல்லவர் தொழுதேத்தும் சீர்கரை ஊரில் பாடி கொடு முடி வல்லவா உனை நான் மறக்கினும் சொல்லும் நான் நமச்சிவாயவே. எல்லையில் எல்லை இல்லாத புகழ். So much of fame you have got, that is there is limitless fame. எல்லை is limit or boundary. இல்லாத boundaryless fame. எம்பிரான் my master, எந்தை my father, Tampiran and his master. So basically you are my father, you are also my father's master. It's like that. So father, master of my father. Yen Pun. So he is kunjufying. He is actually saying with so much of love. He is calling Shiva. Yen Pun. Oh golden, my golden Ma Mani, big gem. Kallai, Kallai Undi. Kallai is a stone. So he's talking here about Kaveri. Kallai Undi, Valam Purindiri. So it is descending down and making the Purindiri is to gush down, but Valam is to flourish the regions around. So it is making them flourish because it erodes the soil, and that is how it makes the soil around the river very good for very fertile. Kaveri, Adan Vaikkarai, okay, in the banks of that river. Nallavar Toludethum, the good people, Nallavar Toludethum, who worship and who say your name or who praise you, Sir Karayuril Pandik Kodumudi, Vallava, the one who is very capable or is very brave, very victorious, capable of doing anything. That's what he's saying. Vallava Unainan Marakkinum Sullum Nanamachivayave. The meaning is, O my master of limitless fame, my father and his master, my golden big jewel, good people worship and praise you at Pandikudumudi, which is in eminent Karayur on the banks of river Kaveri that gushes down, pushing stones and flourishing its banks. O capable one, even if my mind forgets you, my tongue should keep chanting Om Namah Shivaya. Anjinar Karanadi என்றடியேனும் நான் மிக அஞ்சினேன் அஞ்சல் என்றடி தொண்டனேர் அருள் நல்கினாய் கழிகின்றதென் பஞ்சின் மெல்லடி பாவைமார் குடைந்தாடு பாடி கொடுமுடியும் நஞ்சணி கண்ட நான் மறக்கினும் சொல்லும் நான் நமச்சிவாயவே. So anjinark, anji is to fear. So for those who are fearing, aranadi means a defense wall or a protection mechanism. Endru adiyenum, so you are that protection mechanism or the defensive wall for those who fear. Endru adiyenum, me being that one of those devotees who fear, நான் மிக அஞ்சினேன், I also feared a lot. But anjal, என்று அடி தொண்டனேற்கு, anjel. So anjel means don't fear. That is what Shiva told him, it seems. Endru, this adi you can say in two different meanings you can say. So anjel, endru adithu சொன்னாராம். That means he really said like that. Anjel, don't fear. So you can take it like that. Or you can say adi தொண்டனேற்கு. Tondan is a friend or a devotee. Adi Tondanerku means again devotee, one who is at your feet. So you can take it in two different ways. That Adi you can take it either for here or you can take the Adi for the Anjal. Anjal endru Adi Tondanerku Arul Nalginai. So Arul, you gave your grace. Nalginai, you gave that grace. Kazhigindrathu en, why do you think that kazhigindrathu? Why do you think, will you have any loss because you are my defensive mechanism? You are not going to have any loss. So that's what it says. Kazhigindrathu means to lose or to go down in benefit. That's what it means. Panjin, panj is like cotton. Panjin melladi, so very soft like cotton. Adi, the padam, the feet of who? The pavaimar, the girls. What are they doing? Kudaindadu, they are dipping or they are playing in the Kaveri river. So for those soft-footed women who are playing in the Kaveri river, where Pandikudumudi is, Nanju Ani Kandu. So Kanta, your neck, which is decorated with poison. So it is black or blue with poison. Naan marakkinum sollum nanamachivayave. The meaning is, O Shiva, you are the wall of protection for the ones who have fear in their minds. I wonder what is your loss when you grace devotees like me who are also fearful by telling them not to fear anything. O the blue-throated one of Pandikudumdi, where soft-footed girls dip in the Kaveri river, even if my mind forgets you, my tongue should keep chanting Om Namah Shivaya. ஏடுவான் இளம் திங்கள் சூடினை என் பின்கொல் புலித்தோலின் மேல் ஆடும் பாம்பது அரக்க சைத்து அழகனே அந்தன் காவிரி பாடத்தன் பூனல் வந்திழி பரஞ்சோதி பாண்டி கொடுமுடி செடனே உனை நான் மறக்கினும் சொல்லும் நான் நமச்சிவாயவே. Eduvan. Edu means the இதழ்கள், that is the petals of a flower. Like that, Ilantingal. Ilantingal means very first or third day crescent of the moon. That is young crescent as they say. So not the full moon, not new moon, but somewhere in the slightly towards the new moon. So you say third day of third pirai, moonram pirai. Tingal, Sudinai, you have surrounded it. It's like a petal of a flower, it seems. Yen pin kol. So kol is capable of killing. Puli tol. Puli is the tiger. Tol in male, you have stripped the tiger skin, and that is what you have kept. Yen pin means, can mean two things. Pinnardu. So you know it is tied. So obviously you cannot just have put the skin like that, right? He must have tied it. So that is what he means by yen pin. Or it can mean, okay, after this means after putting the pulithol, what have you done? So it can mean both ways. Aadu, Pambu, Aadu the dancing, Pambu the snake, Adu, Araikku, Asaithu. Araikku means the waist, Asaithu, you have tied it. Alagane, oh beautiful one. Tan. Is beautiful. Tan, cool. Kaveri. Paadu tan. Paadu here is not to sing, but okay, roaring you can say. Paadu tan punal, the cool waters. Vandu idi, it is coming and it is descending down. Paranjoti Pandu Kudimudi. Sedane. Now Sedane has two meanings, three meanings in fact. So Sedane means, oh the great one. Or it can mean Seshane, that is Adi Seshane, or the one who remains there, Adi Sesha, because he remains as a bed for Lord Vishnu, no? Adi Sesha. Actually Adi Sesha, a very strange thing, is Sivan himself, because Adiya Irkravan, Saha is he, Ishwara, Isane, or the servant of the Lord, or you can say the Lord himself. So you can say it is Lord Rudra, Lord Shiva himself, Adi Seshane. Sedane also means, oh friend, oh my great friend. You know, Sundarar was a friend of Lord Shiva. Unnai naan marakkinum sollum naan namachivayave. The meaning is, oh beautiful one, you wear the nascent moon like a petal on your head and fasten a dancing snake on your waist over the neatly tied skin of a ferocious tiger. Oh my best friend and radiant light of Pandi Kodumudi, where the cool waters of beautiful Kaveri roar while gushing down. Even if my mind forgets you, my tongue should keep chanting Om Namah Shivaya. விரும்பேனின் மலர் பாதமே நினைந்தேன் வினைகளும் வீழ்ந்தன நெருங்கே வன்பொழில் சூழ்ந்தெழில் பெற நின்ற காவிரி கோட்டிடை குறும்பை மென்மூலைத்து கோதை மார் குடைந்தாடு பாண்டி கொடுமுடி விரும்பனே உனை நான் மறக்கினும் சொல்லும் நான் நமச்சிவாயவே. So virumbi, desirably, nin malar padame, your flower like feet. Ninaindhen, I've always been thinking of it. Vinaigalum vindana, vinay, all my sins, all my karmas. Vindana, ningithe, it got removed, it got blown away. Nerungi, and Nerungi is to come close by. One poril, one here is flourishing. Poril. So Nerungi means all the trees are close to each other. So you can say dense gardens, okay, dense forest like that. Poril is here gardens. Soorndu Yedil, so it is surrounded. Yedil is very beautiful. Pera Nindra, so it has got that beauty. Yedil Pera Nindra, where Kaveri is sitting or Kaveri is flowing, surrounded by dense gardens on its banks. That's what he's saying. Kaveri Kotidai on the banks. Kurumbai is like small coconuts. Men, Men is mellama, very soft. Mulai is breasted, so soft breasted. Kodaimar is women. So here he's talking about young women. Kudaindadu, who is dipping in the Kaveri river. Pandi Kodumudi, where Pandi Kodumudi is. Virumbane, the most desirable one. Unainan marakkinum sollum nanamachivayave. The meaning is, my sins are removed just by desirably thinking of your lotus feet, O Shiva of Pandikudumudi, which is surrounded by dense and beautiful groves on the banks of river Kaveri, where girls with soft breasts like coconuts dip in. O the most desirable one, even if my mind forgets you, my tongue should keep chanting Om Namah Shivaya. செம்பொன்னேர் சடையாய் திரிபுரம் தீயழ சிலை கோலினாய் வம்புலாம் குழலானை பாகம் அமர்ந்த காவிரி கோட்டிடை கொம்பின் மேல் கோயில் கூவுமாமையில் ஆடு பாடி கொடுமுடி நம்பனே உனை நான் மறக்கினும் சொல்லும் நான் நமச்சிவாயவே. So Shempon, like fine gold, near Sadai, your Sadai is like that. Tiriyum, so like fine gold colored Sadai, your matted hair. Tiripuram, the three cities. Tiyada, so you burnt it with fire. Silai kolinai. Silai is the bow. Kolinai means you bent it. So he bent the bow obviously to fire the arrow of fire. That's what he's saying. Mambulam, very fragrant. Kudalanai, Kudal is the hair. Who is having? Obviously Ambal is having, and she's also called Elavar Kudali. Normally she is called Elavar Kudali, very fragrant hair. Bhagam Amarnda, you have her as one part of you. Bhagam, one part. Amarnda, she is sitting. Kaveri Kotidai. Kaveri, where the banks of river Kaveri. Kombin Mel, on the branches of a tree. Kuyil, the cuckoo. Kuvagindra, kuva, it is cooing. Mamayil, the big peacock. Mamayil Ade, so where it is dancing. So the cuckoo is cooing, and where the large peacocks are dancing. Pandi Kodumudi, Nambane, oh one who has to be always worshipped, who has to always be believed in or trusted in, or trustworthy one. Unnai naan marakkinum sollum naan namachivayave. The meaning is, oh, the one with matted hair that is golden in color and finely straightened, the one who burnt the three cities firing a burning arrow from a bow, and the one who has Umadevi, who has fragrant locks of hair, seated as one part of you, you are in Pandikodumudi, on the banks of the river Kaveri, where large peacocks dance and cuckoos on branches coo. Oh, the most revered one, even if my mind forgets you, my tongue should keep chanting Om Namah Shivaya. Saranan Tandayam Piran எந்தை தம்பிரான் எம்பொன் மாமணி என்று பேரனாயிர கோடி தேவர் பிதற்றி நின்று பெருகிலார் நாரணன் பிரமன் தோழும் கரைபூரில் பாண்டி கொடுமொடீம் காரணா உனை நான் மறக்கினும் சொல்லும் நான் நமச்சிவாயவே. So Saranan means saranadaigirathu. That is, you are surrendering to someone. So that someone is called Saranan. So the person to whom we are surrendering. Oh Lord Shiva. Tandai, my father. Empiran, our master. Endai Tampiran. Endai, my father. Who is Tampiran and his master. So the master of my father. He is again kunjufying. He is again lot of love. He is talking to Shiva. Empun, oh my golden Mahamani and big gem. Endru, that pair. So many names. Ena is to say or to think. Ayira Devar. So 1000 Devargal. Ayira Kodi Devar. So 1000 Kodi Devargal and all the gods and the demigods. So you know there are 33,000 crore devas or demigods who work for Shiva. So that's what he's talking about. Pudatri is they are blabbering or they keep on chanting his name because Per Pudatrum, that's what they're saying, they're chanting his name. Nindru Pirigilar, they're standing there. Pirigilar, they do not separate from him. Naranan and Brahman, Tulum, they also worship. You know, when I spoke about the history of Kodumudi temple, I have said that Narayana and Brahma have worshipped Shiva here. So that's what he is saying here. Naranan, Brahman, Tolum, Karayuril Pandi Kodumudi, in Karayur in Pandi Kodumudi, Karana, you are the one who is the primordial cause of this whole earth and of this whole existence. Karanam, ni Karanama irkindra, you are the reason for everything. So here it is the primordial cause, because cause in a bigger expanse, in a bigger meaning. So it's not the small meaning of just reason, but the reason of our existence. The meaning is, oh, the one to whom I surrender, my father and his master, my golden big jewel. You are the one whose name the 1,000 crore devas think and chant constantly and eternally, and the one who has been worshipped by Narayanan and Brahma in Pandikkodumudi in Karayur. Oh, the primordial cause of our existence, even if my mind forgets you, my tongue should keep chanting Om Namah Shivaya. கோணிய பிறை சூடியை கரைவூரில் பாண்டி கொடுமுடி பணிய பெருமானை புண்ணியக பித்தனை பிறப்பில்லையே பானுலாவரி வண்டரை கொன்றை தாரணை படப்பாம்பரை நானனை தொண்டனூரான் சொல்லிவை சொல்லுவார் கிளை துன்பமே. So Konya means konala irukkiradhu, it is at an angle or slanting. What? Pirai. So the crescent is at an angle, it seems. Sudi, he is surrounded by Karayuril Pandi Kodumudi, Perniya Perumane, desirably Perumane, oh my big man, big lord. Perumane Punyaga, the destroyer, or Lord Shiva himself, Punyaga, Pittanai, the madman, Pirappilliye, the one, Pirappu illadada, that is, who does not have birth. Pirappu is birth. Pann, Ula, Vari Vandu. Pann is to sing. So, Pann is say like that. Pann. Ula is to move around. Vari Vandu, that is the striped bee. You know, all the bees or the honey bees are all striped. Vandu, Arai, they are buzzing. Kondrai Taranai, and the Kondrai Taranai is Kondrai flowers. Taranai is the garlands of those flowers. Padapambu Arai, Nananai. Padapambu means the hooded. Pada is the hood. Pambu is the snake. Arai is the waist. Nananai is Nan is the string. So basically you have tied the hooded serpent to your waist. That's what he's talking about. And in the previous sentence he's talking about those, you are wearing those garlands of Kondrai flowers in which those bees suck the nectar and they make noise. So that's what he's talking about. So Tondan Uran. So he is known as Tondan Uran, that is, he is normally known as Aruran, the friend of Lord Shiva. So that's why he normally says Tondan Uran. Sollivai, all these, that which he is told, these 10, he has composed these 10 verses. Solluvar Killai, those who tell these 10 verses, Illai, there is no Tunbam, there is no trouble at all in this world whenever they say these 10 verses. The meaning is, O Shiva, you are the one wearing a tilted crescent, the great one who desirably resides in Pandikkodumudi in Karayur, the destroyer of evil, the mad one with no birth or death, the one who wears garlands of Kondrai flowers which buzzing striped bees suck nectar of, and the one who has tied a hooded serpent on your waist. Those who recite these verses that me, Aruran, your friend, have composed will not have any troubles. Shankaram, Siva Shankaram.